A New Zealander caught up in the mayhem that is the Middle East is talking for the first time about the moment she encountered a gunman. Verena was in Jordan 3 weeks ago when she was shot in a random attack that killed a British tourist. Now Verena's recovering in hospital on Australia's Gold Coast. She's spoken exclusively to One News about how she faces months of treatment for a spinal injury.
How old do you feel taking those baby steps?
It's actually quite interesting learning how to walk again. It's just not something that comes naturally. You actually have to really concentrate on how you normally walk.
At 28, Verena should be roaming the planet or back at work as a doctor in rural Queensland. Instead, she's the patient.
The lone gunman was heard yelling, "God is great," before spraying bullets at the group.
Verena and her new friends on the package tour of Jordan never saw their attacker. He shot them in the back, killing one almost instantly.
I screamed when it happened. My bullet ended up in the spine and instantly my legs gave way and I was just collapsed onto the stairs. Being a doctor, I thought instantly I'm going to be in a wheelchair.
And she thought the gunman was coming back. Didn't know locals tackled him as he reloaded. Yet she quickly switched to doctor mode.
And I thought, wow, I need to help these other people. I couldn't help Chris, who was the guy that ended up dying because he was too far away and I'd say he was almost dead at the scene.
Amazingly, Verena hasn't switched back to feeling like a victim.
I didn't feel any pain, so it was more about thinking about other people, really.
Dad, a doctor as well, was also thinking about patients first. He'd been expecting one to go into labour when the call came through well after midnight.
Even if it isn't, you can imagine how surprised I was when Verena said to me that, "Look, Dad, I'm in Jordan and I've just been shot and I'm going to undergo surgery within the next half an hour."
Jordan's King Abdullah paid for Verena's care and for airfares, hotel bills and a car for her parents to come, take her back and see the scene.
We went there about 10 days after the event, and where that one tourist was shot and died, the blood was still there. It hadn't been cleaned out.
The kingdom was reeling too. Tourism had just started recovering from a triple bombing last year claimed by Al-Qaeda. The gunman told police he was avenging the killing of his two brothers in Lebanon during an Israeli airstrike 20 years ago.
And he wanted to take revenge. He waited this long because he's got 5 children and he wanted to wait until they'd grown up. And then his revenge, he wanted to kill tourists.
She doesn't dwell on him. Verena has a big battle just staying positive and literally getting back on her feet. Garth Bray, One News, Coolangatta.